Cool. But we do the intro first.
Yeah, we're gonna do an intro first.
We're doing an intro?
Yeah.
Hello.
I love intros. I'm really good at them.
Good.
Mike, why don't you take this?
Start with us. Start with you.
Welcome to Kill City Sinners.
Ta-da!
The Avondale channel. I'm Mike. I don't run the game. I play a cowboy. I'm trying to plug in my headset. It's not going great.
Great. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Kill City Sinners. Who killed Laura Palmer? Spoilers. She's dead. Someone killed her.
What an intro.
I'm Erin. I'm running this joint to the butt. And and as you could see, we are missing Stacie, and Stacie is out of the country, in hiding
on the
from
run.
the CIA.
Yep, it's pretty dope.
So maybe I should take away the Portuguese flag.
Oh no, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Why you put the Portuguese flag? I was wondering what he had this big giant clip art of the Portuguese flag in the middle of setup, and I'm like, what? It literally Kill City is not in Portugal.
Yeah, that's the big twist ending. We are in Portugal.
We're in Portugal the whole time.
The rest of the world, totally fine. No cyberpunk stuff going on.
So are we ready to fuck shit up?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, let's go fuck shit up.
I keep hiding paintbrushes in my hair.
That's right, Cyber. So if you don't mind my asking, what exactly are we going to be doing in here now that I've just walked into this place in front of everyone else and didn't realize no one else was following?
Are we not doing the video?
Oh, fuck.
Yay!
Okay.
So
Now we're here.
Now what is Shar saying?
Now we're here. So who's following this son of a bitch?
I thought I had stepped in and was talking to him briefly.
Oh, sorry. I went back in time. Let me. Okay, I'm there. Hi.
Yeah, you all went into his office, and he greeted you after Lucy let you all in, and that was where we ended up. So now you're all face to face with Dale Cooper himself. He has got just like a normal mug of coffee. It looks like he stole it from a diner. Like it just looks like one of those like spackled cups of coffee. Like there's a chip in it and like the blue stripe around the lid or the rim. As you saw earlier, there are several types of coffee makers in the lobby. So whatever he's got, probably espresso, because he looks bright and chipper for 10 a.m. And he is going to say, I am so happy to see Rib Stickers personnel themselves here in my office. This collaboration is going to be incredible. What can I do for you? Come in, come have a seat, enjoy some coffee. You want some coffee? Lucy, get coffee. Lucy, get, oh shit, I gotta press the button. And he presses the button on his desk and says, Lucy, get coffee for everybody. And you hear on the other side, well, they already said that they didn't want coffee, Mr. Cooper. Oh, okay. Well, if you want coffee, just let me know. I'll have Lucy get some coffee.
Thank you so much for your. Yes, very much so.
So Rib Stickers wants to partner with Cooper Security Enterprises. I can't even imagine why, but I'd be dying to know.
Yeah, well, it's, this city, things are not always the safest, and the grid is no Aiden Springs, but we do get some, powerful, rich clientele that we feel our current security systems aren't up to deterring the kind of visitors that we want to deter. That makes sense?
Criminals.
Yeah, criminals and undesirable types.
They shouldn't get Rib Stickers food the way, good, hardworking Killison sinners get food.
Yeah, we don't make it for them. We make it for the people who deserve it.
Exactly. You can't tell if he's being sarcastic or not, but he's agreeing with everything you're saying.
Yeah, Zephyr can't tell if he's being sarcastic, but he's also dealt with enough people that, at higher levels that, see anybody who, makes less than, 100,000 credit a year as a criminal anyway. The crime of being poor is very real to these people.
Something also to chime in with us, sir, is having it seem genuine. Appearance is a very, very important facet of how we want to make sure that any updated security measures doesn't prioritize over what Rib Stickers has in mind, and that has a lot to do with a very personal touch. So it really gets with what we're really can do is find out exactly how you implement certain security measures on an individual level. How does it actually help the client that comes in here by themselves, somebody that you may interact with personally? How does it interact with the everyman, or everyman? We want to make sure that we've made the right decisions after going through several security groups before actually posting an interview. This was our first one of the many that we had options to look through. We would like to know more about that. So we're kind of opening up the floor to you to better understand how you help individuals in terms of security on behalf of Rib Stickers for the way we look. Is that accurate?
Yeah, very, very much so. Rib Stickers might be a corporate chain, but we like our restaurants to feel like they have a personal touch.
Both in and out of the Veil.
Yes.
Excellent. Clean place, reasonably priced. Something like that.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. What is, he looks at Cody. What is your name again?
You can call me K. It's short, and my name is kind of foreign, and it's a lot simpler considering the atmosphere that we're in.
Beautiful, beautiful. I appreciate the authenticity that you want to bring to Rib Stickers. I can't begin to describe the amount of integrity that it takes to really keep things simple, old-fashioned, just the way they should be. Tell me, do you have any, just out of curiosity, do you have any augments?
I myself am limited to that specifically. So I have none.
And he goes up and pats your back. Me too. I knew I met a pure organic meat sack when I saw one. Same with me.
Really?
Nothing here. Yep, nothing here. I got tech, but that's it. I create the tech that goes into people, but I don't use it.
That is fantastic. I wish I had some information about that beforehand. Sorry, sir, if that was a detail that we missed coming in regards to that information.
Oh, no problem. I just hope that you're not that I hold up my, augmented hands and go, not biased against those of us that have required some changes.
No, not at all. You're my client base, honestly. And he looks over at Shar and he looks them up and down. Is like, now who is this?
Not a meat sack.
Well, certainly.
Right, yeah,
very much high quality of something. What are you made of? Do you mind me asking, where do you come from? What facility? What?
That's a very good question. So much of my own past is pretty much unknown to me. And quite frankly, considering that I've downloaded so many experiences from so many others, I can say that I am a person of the world now, having lived through these experiences, and that is where my expertise for rib stickers now comes in, where I'm able to, let's say, think like the clientele to provide the best service possible, or for us to be able to cater and tailor such services to others.
Fascinating.
By the way, is he telling the truth about the no augmentations now that I've done a probe on him and I got a 10 and I'm going to hold 3?
Yeah. So you do like a little scan. What is your probe feature look like? Is it something that people could see on the outside? Is it something a UI thing that you can only see? What does it look like?
Zooming in on particular micro expressions, the way that he carries himself, breaking it out, looking at each eye in its own individual window, seeing what he does with his fingers upon enunciating specific syllables of specific words. So it's very much an internal examination of what's going on.
Yeah, so much like how when Haven has her blinders off and she has like the whole heat map of like emotions, yours is basically like pasting text into an AI cheat sheet kind of generator to see if it's all organically made or if it's made up by AI. Mm-hmm. And this is purely organic. He's not lying. There's nothing mechanical about him.
That's brilliant. How does he seem to be really feeling under the surface right now?
He really likes new business. Okay. So he's very eager to speak with you all about rib stickers. It's a huge chain. How many locations are
400 and something? Yeah. Well, that was last week. I don't know. And 600 now or something. I don't know.
At this point, we're always buying and selling reels.
Yeah, there's probably
down to 300. Some weeks it's up to 600.
They recently acquired 6 empty Kmarts. Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely up there. So he's really eager to
so he's
work
eager
with someone.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send that text out to their comms. He's eager. Bio scan. He's gonna be an easy sell. And lastly, I want to know, what does he wish that we would do? What is he anticipating of our actions right now?
I think right now I think what he really wants is he wants Zephyr to be fucking dumb as rocks and give him anything he wants. He wants to work with rib stickers so bad, and he doesn't want to negotiate that long. He's really chomping at the bit.
Goes right across the scan on Cody's visor, and right to your comms. Seems incredibly eager, willing to negotiate, but kind of hoping that you trip up, and so that he can completely take advantage of you and make this an easy sell on his part.
Now,
I'd make a mental note to dial up the kind of meaningless corporate buzzwords.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna cut right to the business, if you don't mind, sir.
No, that's what I was intending as well.
Everything. Oh God, I'm gonna take a seat. You don't really have Your seat looks really comfortable, but I wouldn't do that. That would be
no, please. This
You're gonna let me? I can sit.
Listen,
You're going to let me, sir.
This
sir.
is thrifted. Please have a seat. Feel the history of Gluteus Maximi galore that have sat in this cushion. It's got stories to tell. And he gets up and he like gestures grandly at you to sit in his like wide set office chair.
Okay. With this, I have to go into Foundry to do it, but I would like to analyze considering what he sees. So I'm kind of like doing that thing where hopefully Shar will get access. So I'm gonna see if I can do that proximity thing that I always do when I'm nearby stuff. Hold on, let me run it in Foundry real quick. So the reason we really are trying to get down and dirty into business is we have a couple of high-end clientele that we're thinking of doing a subsect of rib stickers. I can't tell you the exact name, but think Rib Stickers Elite, a whole menu that has upgraded premium style food stuff that would be for folks who can't get to certain locations depending on where they're located throughout Killison City. With that being said, how we come across that clientele, we really have to get into the metrics of understanding high-profile individuals. And you yourself, you knew us coming through the gate, and you even have this interview we have going on of why we were looking forward to coming here, and you obviously have good tastes yourself. So I just want to get into the psychology behind that so that we can develop some type of contract to just move forward and keep us even moving.
I love it. And he's sitting on the other side of the desk, and it's like the chair is a lot smaller, and he's kind of like, like very squished into his seat.
He's like,
it sounds, yeah, he's like this. He's like, that sounds great. So why don't I tell you a little bit about what we do here? What do you say? Yeah,
I'm in. I'm absolutely in.
All right. And he stands up and he starts like circling very grandly, but like he's not playing a part. This is just what he does. So he's like circling grandly around the perimeter of the office. So several years ago, I had a vision, and it was that Killison City would be free of crime. How do you do that? How do you make the most dangerous city crime-free? Well, you can send all the criminals off the water, see where they go. Maybe they get picked up somewhere else, and then that becomes the most dangerous city. But I didn't want to do that. That wasn't very fair. Everybody should be able to appreciate the luxuries that come with living in a place such as this. And then I thought, well, what if I made it safer? What if I provided security, tracking systems, surveillance systems, things that just made people sleep a little better at night, And they could be put into your body if you wanted, to make your own person feel more comfortable with living.
That makes me a little at unease hearing you say that, but
yeah, of course, me as well. But you have to think about the others, and he gestures to Shar and Zephyr. So we have to make this as inclusive as possible, so everybody has a fair shake at living as safely and comfortably as possible in this city. Do you not agree?
No, I agree. I've had quite some time to experience some of the environmental effects and longevity of criminal culture here in Killison City. So
it's getting so bad. It's just every day is worse and worse, and we all have lost somebody due to the seedy underbelly of Killison City. Cody, he looks
definitely the underbelly.
He looks at you. He looks at you for like a moment, and you can't tell if maybe he's like referring to your mom. But then before you even are able to think about that, he moves on to something else. So
just not yet.
Just not yet. What?
When he pauses and he looks at Cody, I've been keeping track of everything, and Cody was kind enough to kind of set up this whole conversation and kind of guide it towards some kind of a response. I definitely want to take advantage of that. I'm probing him again, just simply watching. I got a 7, so nothing spectacular. I just get I get to hold 1, so only ask 1 question. When he makes that comment that has a potential being interpreted a couple of different ways about, living, etc., what is he feeling?
He feels powerful. Like he is in control of the situation.
Sending that one out. He feels like he has the upper hand right now, Cody.
I'm gonna kind of send like a just like I've swapped out my normal like aviators that I have my smart link into just for like a pair of just like sleek black frames, and I hate them every second. But I kind of just like with eye flick send a message across that says like keep shooting smoke up his ass. Like we got him right where we want him.
You are very astute with your analysis. I'm kind of curious exactly what your plans are as well.
My plans? Well,
let's just say your dreams, your hopes, everything that you've been saying so far is very much in alignment with what we have been thinking behind the scenes, but you also seem to be a man of passion, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, well, I dabble in the arts from time to time.
It absolutely can be seen. As transparent as anything, a true artist lies underneath that agile frame of yours. How
Zephyr is kind of I'm kind of like doing the like aloof boss thing of like while my like employees or underlings are talking to him, I'm kind of just like standing by the big window looking out,
hands behind your back, surveying.
When he says I'm an artist, I kind of like tap on my chin. I go, myself too. What's your art form? I was always more of a dancer myself.
Oh, a dancer? I wouldn't expect that from you. That's very that's a very tedious and very 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 time consuming art form.
I figure I can count it as, a hobby and exercise. It keeps me in shape.
Oh, that's a fair point. I myself am only granted a little bit of time, but I like to whittle birds.
What kind of birds?
Oh, just any birds. It's really hard to find birds around here, so when I do, I just hop at that opportunity and pick a piece of wood for my wood pile over there, and there's like a bunch of little logs up over in a pile, and I just whittle away until I can let the bird go, so to speak. And
looking around, or is any of his craft anywhere to be seen?
Yeah, there's some really shitty looking wooden birds over on top of the wood pile, like on a little display shelf. He's really pretty proud of them. Yeah, they're bad.
Go over to him. I just randomly pick one up and start taking a look at it. And don't say anything just yet.
Oh, that one you have there, sir. It seems to be
a penguin.
Do you happen to know do you know your process for staining the birds once you're done? That one you have there, sir, is really nice.
I feel like it's about to take off.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
I'm kidding. I have very sure hands.
Oh, a dancer's hands. One might say. That one's just Mod Podge. I didn't really have a whole lot of a lot of time to really stain properly. It's when it comes up. It's
part of the art form. So you're saying, or at least from what I'm able to receive, is that when you find these little birds, they come to you and you like to form them or help shape them from the rudimentary blocks of wood that they are into something more beautiful.
I see where you're going with this, Mr. K, and I love the metaphor. And to your point, and he says to Shar, the dream that houses this metaphor that Mr. K speaks of is this: Cooper Security Enterprises, where we take security measures and put them in the most accessible place, in the most accessible immediate home, your body. So at Rip Stickers, we would love to provide assistance to your service staff, maybe perhaps give them a little bit more of a logistical upgrade, something like a POS system inside of their user interface, something like maybe stronger knees with all the bending that the barbacks have to do going up and down, or anti-slip measures so that you don't have to wear non-slip shoes to go to work. This makes it accessible and affordable.
Your feet are simply non-slip.
Exactly. So if you can't afford shoes, as so many people, Shade City, can't afford, you can still go to work.
If I consider me a little bit on the dull side, pretend that you're speaking to a complete neophyte. When you say that you would like the security system inside, everything as you just described is an augmentation on the outside.
Yes. So we have a little exchange. My dream comes with gumption and ingenuity and creativity, much like taking the block of wood and turning it into a dove. So I give cosmetic augments, but I also like to implement beta testing, so to speak, of some new projects that I have coming up before they are going to the factory lines. So things that enhance or provide more surveillance, just little things. They're not really too invasive, but they are hidden from the outside. They're not cosmetic, but in exchange, the very willing and consenting volunteers receive cosmetic augments of their choice.
How, if you don't mind me asking, how recently have you implemented these new prototype security measures?
Well, as you probably have heard, and he kind of like slowly turns and like looks out the window, and outside you can see several billboards, much like when Cody, when you were looking from Aiden Springs to Iron Heights and you just saw billboards of Dale, you just see just vast number of them all throughout Iron Heights, but they're all like memorial billboards of Laura Palmer. Just various, like, you know, like JC Penney studios, like with the photoshopped cloud, like mist on the outside, and like the Lucida handwriting kind of thing. It says like rest in peace or whatever. And he turns around and he has his hands clasped behind his back, and he says, well, as you probably are aware, my Laura, she was the jewel of Cooper Security Enterprises. She was the best volunteer we had.
Your Laura, was she employed by Cooper Securities?
No, she and I were paramours.
Paramours?
Yes, I'm surprised. That was pretty common knowledge on this side of Kilson City. Surprised you didn't know. No matter.
Sure.
Consider this more of a verification of rumors. We'd like to go directly to the source with such things. I mean, certainly you understand.
Oh, the rumors were started by me and Laura, if there were rumors at all. I don't have anything to hide.
Clever
and
marketing.
neither did she. It wasn't marketing. She was lovely. We really truly cared for each other. She just happened to also care for augments.
Now that he's talking about Laura, I'm gonna turn back from the window and then see that he kind of came up alongside me to the window and go, Mr. Cooper, I'll cut to the chase. I think I can cancel my other meetings for today. I think
I'll take care of that, sir.
I think your business is the far and away front runner for the kind of service we're looking for. If you'll just humor me in a little trust exercise, and I kind of like hold out my hands to him.
Oh, I love these. And he's
while Zeph is doing his thing, I'm going to shoot Shar a message and like tap on my glasses and put it close to his computer.
Analyzing.
Can anybody help me with a probe? I got a 6. I need one more for a probe.
Oh, that's a 13.
Got you.
That's a 13.
Damn. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was analyze. I'm so like I keep analyze a probe. The analyze is not what I thought it was. Yeah, I'll roll the proper thing in a second.
All right. I just need one more so I can get a single question.
Okay.
Whoops. Gotcha. You got one from me. Hold on one sec.
Yeah, this is. Oh boy.
Ooh, I'll keep that, Shar. I'll keep that analyzed for your analyzing of the computer.
Oh, okay.
However,
if I can use that for the computer, then awesome. Then I will.
Yes.
My mood has changed since his mention of loss of people. It was started. It's powerful, and now I'm definitely sad. So I'm going to offer my help to Zephyr with a sad roll, which is flat. All right. Oh,
nice.
11. Yeah,
Awesome.
that's
all
you.
right.
Sure. That's cool.
So with my one hold that I get then, as soon as he kind of makes contact with me, Zephyr has been dealing a lot more with people in a more human capacity lately. He used to deal with people a lot in the sort of like pop out of the shadows and hit him with a sword and then run away capacity, but he's been talking and connecting with people more. And he's not sure if it's like the time he spent with Haven or like just that human connection, but he kind of focuses, gets a feel, and pushes a question into Dale's mind using ease, the move from the empath playbook.
Cool.
It says, just looks him dead in the eyes and goes, Mr. Cooper, what do you feel most responsible for?
Whoa. Okay. That's so good. He looks surprised at your question, and then he looks down at his hands and at your augmented ones, and how the metal is like cold, and as it taps like against his ring. He's wearing like a wedding ring with Diane, and it's like tapping against it, and it's very inhuman. And he kind of furrows his brow a little and looks down, and then gives like a nod, and he says, you know, sometimes too much of a good thing is a bad thing. And too much of this, and he kind of like locks his fingers in yours and kind of holds up your hands, can actually
Take a step forward.
Be your downfall. And if I'm the one creating this, well, then it's all my fault, isn't it?
Like kind of like give him like a reassuring grip of the hands and go, thank you, Mr. Cooper.
The computer. What do you want to analyze with that 13? Do you just want the entire computer?
Download the computer. No.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, I am the computer.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me take a look at it real quick. It's taking a look at it. I mean, the question that I would use under analyze for this is, oh God, how many do I have?
You could reword the questions how you need to. With a 13, ask what you want to analyze a situation.
Most recently used file in preparation for this meeting.
Ooh.
Okay. How many do you get? Do you get 3?
I have. There's no hold on this, so it's just this one.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought you asked more than that.
On a probe.
It is F3.
Oh, yeah. It is 3?
Analyze it's 3. I don't have probe to look at, so I don't know.
Analyze is 3.
Oh, okay. I just
3
didn't
on
include
3
that.
on a total, 2 on a partial.
Cool. Then there you go. So I asked 3. All right. So the first one is, what is the most recent file he used prior to
the meeting?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Relative to the meeting. What shit? What is
one question at a time?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, go ahead, get that one first.
Right. So he hasn't actually looked at his computer today. You could tell he's sort of a fly by the seat of my pants kind of thing, and it works out for him. That's where he's most comfortable.
Got it.
However, the last file that was opened is one titled Laura.
Yep, that's one I want to look at, and the question under this is, what's my enemy's true position? I want that. What is his true position regarding Laura? I want to get everything he has on Laura Palmer, including any diary entries that have been copied and pasted into his system, anything that is communicated, suspicions, any like downloaded texts, anything that he has.
Okay.
Mr. Cooper, he says, before, with my glasses still there, and I'm sitting in his chair feeling everything. I was like, do you have a receptacle, perhaps a trash I could throw this in?
Yes, of course. It's over there underneath the. I could take it for you if you'd like.
Oh, thank you. Perfect.
Yes, of course. It's no problem at all. He's gonna go over to the trash can on the other side of the room. You see, you are able. How do you access files without touching the computer? Like, how does your
strictly through
stuff
the veil
work?
Okay. So what I'm looking at is I'm assuming I'm looking at a monitor.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I want to find out is this wired or is it wireless? If it is wireless, then I begin scanning all packets, stuff like that, decoding, assuming it's on some kind of a crazy ass hash, and chances are not him. He would have something like that. I don't know. All depending upon the security. If it is wired, then I'm just going to simply find where the wire is and touch the damn thing and hope that the cable is not so fucking shielded that I can actually pick up the packet from there. With that, I then begin cross-referencing any communication from the system or internal systems with the veil and see who in the veil is also communicating with this computer. But that is going to be the third thing. I want to know what outside influences are coming in as well.
Okay.
Specifically in the veil.
Okay. So it is wired.
Okay. Touch.
Okay. So you immediately hear in your head the
I got a modem sound.
Yeah, he loves his old school shit, so it's dial up and you hear that in your head. And I'm sure somewhere some kid is like, "Mom, hang up the phone, I'm trying to get on the internet." So you hear that, and then it's sort of like your vision sort of white noises away.
Hold on. Shit just froze. Oh no, we're back. Okay.
Okay, so your vision sort of like white noises away, and now you have access inside to the computer. The monitor itself looks untouched, and you can see, if you look over in your peripheral, you see Dale Cooper just like kind of like getting himself another cup of coffee and opening the door to say like, Lucy, move my 3 o'clock, and he's just doing his own thing. He doesn't. You're at home here.
Okay.
So you start like Rolodexing through the files. The Laura folder is weirdly void of anything like suspicious. Like, you were expecting something to be in there, but it's like photos of them from like, as if he had a digital camera and he uploaded photos from the digital camera in the back of the limousine and all this stuff. So there's just photos of them, little mementos. There's chat logs of their text messages. There's nothing.
Stop right there on the chat logs. What is the date of the most recent one, and was there any follow-up of, I'm trying to contact you, I haven't heard from you? Is there anything along these lines?
It was the night of her death, and she said, I'm clocking in to work. We could talk about this later. And that's the last thing.
Talk about what?
That's it.
Okay. And who from the outside is accessing this system?
So I'm going to give you a couple more things first. So you see a couple more folders. One is called PSC.
Okay.
Oh, hold on.
Now,
So I'm going to send this out. Last communication that he's had via text or some rudimentary system was with Laura was on the night of her murder, where she ended up responding, we can talk about this later.
meanwhile, I'm talking out loud to Dale Cooper and Zeph about a lot of intricate corporate speak on how we're going to build a contract very specific to this Rib Stickers Elite project that hasn't quite been released yet, and it's still in the works. So going in the ins and outs of how we write up a document related to that, I'm using old school writing, actually writing it down because of the sensitivity of the secrecy behind it in the first place.
Oh, you can leave that clause out, actually. All Rib Stickers employees actually sign away the right to object to mandatory augmentation on their onboarding.
Oh, all right. Well, that is something that I will make sure that I cross out on this document.
Dale is going to approach you guys and kind of talk about that because he finds that very fascinating. But in the meantime, Shar, who's looking a little bit distant but not suspicious, you see
eyes are on auto track of movement, and along with the autonomous head movements, it's kind of like a sociopath just choosing an emotion at the time and just reacting. Going, sorry, that wasn't funny.
I was gonna say when I smoke a whole lot of weed and I'm trying to fit in.
Yeah, it's just that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right.
Hi.
Hello, human.
Good night.
So you're the folder that you saw. Another one was PSI is the words
PSI.
for it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then you see one that says schematics.
Looking.
Do you want to look in both of those?
Only if I have the available move for it. I want to find out who is coming in. As far as I'm concerned, Laura Palmer has been uploaded to the Veil somewhere. And I want to find out who else is in the Veil, or if she from the Veil is in this system somehow, some way. So
you, as you're doing your automatic tracking, you look over because something catches your eye next to you, and you see a almost holographic vision of Laura coming in on the desk and looking in and holding the mouse and moving it like she's checking the computer with you. And she looks back at you and she says, come on, you gotta look in the file. Neither of you, Kode and Zephyr, and also Dale, nobody else sees her.
Open it up.
In the PSI folder, you see very, very detailed, like intercompany documents from Packard Security Incorporated.
Packard Security.
Or Packard Systems Incorporated.
Okay.
Of like how the building is laid out, who, like employee records, everyone's health insurance, email logs, everything that company has.
Taking a look in there, specifically for mentions of the club where Laura Palmer died, not necessarily Laura Palmer's name.
Laura scrolls through using the center mouse wheel, and she goes down to a folder in a folder labeled LP.
Okay.
And she stands back up and she points to it.
I open it up.
It is a list of all of the parts that she has inside of her that belong to Packard Systems.
Okay, they are all from Packard. Grab a model number or something like that. Cross-reference that inside of the Packard folder, inside of the PSI folder. I want to see schematics or anything that mentions model numbers, serial numbers, cross-referencing information. I'm going to try to link action with her augmentations.
The first thing you remember is that when Andromeda was investigating the pile of meat that was in the corner where Laura's body was taken away by trauma team.
Yeah.
She had the piece of hardware that had the serial number for Packard Systems.
Recall that file. Bring it up. Zoom in.
It's the same one. So you also recall that she had Cooper Security Enterprise parts in her as well.
Okay, she has Cooper as well. Okay.
And Laura looks at you as you're piecing everything together.
Yeah.
And she says, he didn't know about the others.
Did they know about his?
She looks back down at the computer after a pause and kind of like nods for you to go to the other folder that was labeled, what was it? The one before.
There's PSI, the schematics.
Yeah, schematics.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Take a look inside of schematics. This is all in the veil, so I'm just sitting there nodding to whatever Kode and Zephyr are saying, even if it's inappropriate. Yeah, take a look inside of schematics. What was that?
Dale is regaling you with his very heavily citationed opinions about mandatory augments for employees. And he's like, according to this and this and this and this, and
Zephyr's doing his best like corporate like listening face, but the whole time, like the longer he sits in the meeting like this, the more he's like just like thinking and sending the occasional like nonverbal message like, I gotta steal something or break something.
There's a fucking game of Minesweeper off in the corner. Zephyr's playing,
but it's Rib Stickers themed.
I'm doing my best to keep him in as
trying to flip
engaged
over on
as
the burgers and
possible.
avoid the salads.
Keeping him as engaged as possible, but I can tell already from his one little comment, this guy's kind of a piece of shit.
I sent a message that says, don't worry, if we start losing his attention, I'll ask him how he feels about unions.
Okay,
Oh my God.
open up schematics.
Don't make me hate Dale Cooper. So you open up the schematics. It is a document of 2 columns. It is all of the Packard parts and the serial numbers and all of the Cooper parts.
Okay.
And it's a very rudimentary and probably biased, opinionated middle column of which ones are more effective and why Cooper and how and why Cooper's is better and how it can be better.
And this is within the PSI folder?
This is within the schematics folder.
Is the schematics folder within the PSI folder?
It's a separate one.
A separate folder. Okay. All right. So that's not the same. Okay. So it's a comparison of Cooper's being better, or it's a comparison of the two. Is it biased results, or does this matter? It is biased. Okay.
It looks like it's Dale's personal notes.
Ah, okay. Got it. Notes. And this is on Laura Palmer's augments?
Yes. And you take a look, and after Laura says that he didn't know about them.
Yeah.
And you see that the document was created the day after her death.
Okay. Alrighty. Got that. Who else are you in communication with, Laura?
She looks at you for a while. And then she looks at the computer screen again, and it changes without you manipulating it. Not in real life. It's a veil overlaid on top of the monitor.
We have a hail hydrate. I have to go get water.
Go for it.
I have a little bit. Hold on. I just drank the last bit. Thank you for that. Drawn, I hope you're doing well.
Drawn. So you see her screen, and there's one more folder, and it says Audrey.
Go to that.
It is.
And it's open on the screen right now?
No, it's an overlay of her veil. Like she's showing you.
Oh! Is it? Hold on. Lift the veil real quick. Take a look at reality. What Dale's eyes would see, or Cody's eyes. Is it on the screen?
I'm sitting in this chair.
You're sitting in his chair?
Yep. He had me sit my cheeks right in, and I'm doing my best to be available in case something weird happens. And
my
glasses.
My hand comes down. All right, I move in behind Cody and throwing a position of power to Cody, and then I place my hand on his shoulder, and at the same time squeeze gently on the shoulder, read out on the visor. Then I realize you don't have your fucking visor on. Okay. Is the screen actually? I'm not even certain. Is it? Let's thank you so much for the biddy throw.
Hey, Lich.
Appreciate
I thought that
you.
was a
Put your
phone.
hand on my shoulder.
Oh, got it. I'm getting a phone call. 1 second. Yeah, I heard the apologies.
Is that screen changed in front of you as well? I understand that you don't know anything that I may be referencing, but has the screen changed at all to you? I lean back.
No, I'm not getting anything. I'm not getting dinner tonight, hon. I apologize. Yeah, I'm not. I don't want that. It's not Ripsticker's business, and I see nothing on the menu. Can you bring it up? Is it possible that you could bring it up? I still have to work with this.
I don't think it'd be necessary. I open up Audrey's folder within the veil. I got this, Cody. It's in the veil.
It is the entire log of all of the emails between Audrey and Dale.
Scan.
Ooh, a good one.
So you scan them?
Yep.
And
go right through, just like fucking ChatGPT reading a book. Give me a summary.
So,
nice.
A summary is that they both agreed that it's in the best interest of the Black Lodge and also benefits Laura and the best interest of Cooper Security Enterprises if they work together to introduce Laura to Dale. It doesn't seem insidious. It seems opportunistic and open enough that when you look over and you see Laura, she doesn't look any certain way about what you're reading. It just seems like it's a good opportunity, like a business venture, to have Laura be a liaison, and kind of work with Dale and also bring up the Black Lodge, because it can only benefit her as well.
Cody, real quick. Audrey sent out a little while ago a missive that Audrey and Dale agreed that that it would be in the best interest of the Black Lodge, Laura Palmer, and Cooper Securities if Laura were actually introduced to Dale. So this is some kind of a setup, but I want to know, what is Dale's feeling towards Laura prior to actually having been met? She was, after all, only a dancer. What would a dancer have to do with any kind of acting as a liaison in between them? Do I still have Laura's attention?
You look up and Laura is gone.
Mr. Cooper, I hear you on that last subclause, but when I go over it and I look through it, I notice that you have recently changed some subclause based on how you run your technologies, and I don't want to apply that to Ribsticker's Elite unless I have a better understanding of how you have changed things in how about, let's say, when did he meet Laura Palmer?
He met Laura, I believe it was a couple years ago. They've been together for a little bit.
All right. So prior to this date, let's see, this is when we had Eschaton Arms and the Mine Corps had their, Alias Mine Corps had their little falling out, if you recall that. I believe that was around the same year. Around that date time, did you have any policy changes or anything that happened with your prototype inner workings that may have been notable, specifically around this time of the year?
Not particularly. That was around the time that Catherine Packard began to really be interested in my line of work and move from regular surveillance and, traffic coordination and things like that to the inner workings of biotech and
so around that same time you kind of had initially a straight shot towards almost running the market, but at the same time Packard did as well. So was that a power move on your end?
I'm not one to brag.
Comment? All right. Well, tell me more about that, because that could be interesting, because one of the individual corporations that we were going to follow up with was in fact Packard. So tell me why, how yours better, what happened around that time to sway you in the direction you're going. I'm very curious.
Well, actually, I was wondering if perhaps we could... Let me just be very frank, if I may.
Yeah, of course.
I'm a businessman. I like the opportunity to expand. Ribstickers is the pinnacle of expansion. What do people need? Food. Even company. Ribstickers is a family place. And wouldn't you agree? It's community. It brings people together, people and simulants alike. And I would love to be able to really see Ribstickers shine in this new crime-free, call it utopian. I call it ambitious, but still within reach. Hope for a crime-free Killison City. I would love a follow-up interview after you go and see Packard Systems. In fact, I'm willing to pay you several dozen credits to acquire something for me from Packard Systems. I feel like I can trust you. I could be frank, like I said. I'd like for you to acquire something I need to really drive the point home that there's only room for one biotech company in Killison City, and that would be mine.
Allow me to be clear. We're here to kind of guess the situation of what we need for Ribsticker's Elite. Of course, getting some more information and establishing that we've been here before with Packard is definitely going to be something that we mention should we go there. Is this thing that you want us to get or giving us to show of force classified as corporate espionage? Because I unfortunately cannot be a part of anything that would be outside of legal ramification.
I'm scrolling through my contract with Ribstickers on my glasses. I see a spot that says I am allowed to do corporate espionage.
If that is the case, sir, I have no problem stepping outside so that the official business is me making sure the secretarial duties are done on behalf of Ribstickers. I can go out for a cup of coffee for an extended period of time if you wish to have this conversation.
A cup of coffee sounds great.
I'll get that right for you, sir.
I wouldn't mind one either, please.
Oh, two? I think I'm gonna take a guess. I'll be back, and if I'm wrong, I'll get another one for you. I'll be right back. And I readjust my glasses, step out. With that being said, and go outside and talk to Lucy.
Okay. While you are going to do that, Shar, what are you feeling right now after another quick visit from Laura, only to have her disappear again?
So initially, I would have been scared. Now it's somewhere in between powerful and mad. Mm-hmm. It's powerful because Laura is now confiding in me and working with me. Therefore, I am now receiving assistance from across the veil. Therefore, the power. It's undeniable. I'm being assisted in ways that I hadn't before. Mad because I'm not getting the kind of information that is immediately helpful. I'm looking to stitch things together, and I'm still missing pieces.
Okay. Roll what you think is taking over, and give me a flat roll with that feeling.
Relative to what? Because it could be either.
Relative to so you just heard Dale want to hire you after Audrey also finding out that Audrey was also kind of working with Dale.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like kind of bullish opportunities to get ahead.
Yeah.
So how does that sit with you?
Honestly, I'm pretty much apathetic towards that kind of stuff. I mean, this is exactly how business runs in Killison City everywhere. This is nothing new to me.
Okay, so roll powerful.
Okay. Powerful 13.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's my strongest one at +4.
Oh, that's right. That one's a +4. Okay.
I was like, I have dump stats, and then I have powerful. So.
Yeah. Okay. So, and Zephyr, you're going through the contract right now to see if.
Yeah, I was gonna have like I find the clause that does explicitly say that I'm allowed to do corporate espionage as long as it's not against rib stickers.
Okay. I'm gonna cut away for a second to Cody, who's going to talk to Lucy.
Now, I know. Now, judging from her nature, I'm guessing she would probably like 2 or 0.2 grams of a synth sweet with maybe an artificial macchiato additive. I don't know if that's exactly what she would like. If you have the real deal stuff, considering. I think that's one of the updated machines you got there.
I think I have one better.
Oh.
What would you say? This is just spitballing here, but I think I've seen the shoulder pads, and I think I would know a sweet and low gal when I saw one.
That's fair. That's
have genuine sweet and low in the pink packs, the pink ones with the music notes.
Where did you get the machine that would properly 3D print? You know what? It's a secret.
Let's just say I went on a date with a really nice guy who happened to have a couple of these factories where they would pump out the fakes, but they would keep the real ones for themselves.
All right.
Is this right outside the office door?
Yeah, it's down. There's a little bit of a hallway, but yeah.
I got my glasses on, and I always have them open so that you guys can see what's going on, or muted as needed.
Yeah, but can I hear this conversation?
Yeah, it's open.
Shar, are you talking about my coffee?
Sorry, something in my throat, but yeah.
But black as midnight on a moonless night, please. None of that softer stuff.
Did she hear us from all the way over there? That is so impressive.
Oh yeah, I'm really surprised that she is not focusing on the very important break we're having in the meeting. But yes, apparently. So
I am so sorry, Mr. Cooper. Coffee is a very important deal to me, and sometimes when I indulge, I prefer it a very specific way. I sincerely apologize.
There is no reason to apologize. Coffee is life. Coffee is life.
And I throw focus right back to Cody.
But going on, continuing, I was like, well, then I'll try this.
Okay.
I'll give this a shot to see what
you
the
will
hubbub is
not be
about.
disappointed. It is delightful. It is just the best. I'll get the black. I'll get the black as a moonless night, midnight moon, something like that. I haven't seen anything other than smog in like years.
Hold on.
Black as midnight on a moonless night, Cody.
There you go.
It's black
There you
coffee.
go.
It's just nothing in it.
I copy pasted and sent it to her.
I don't want the chemicals. My filters would get clogged with all that shit.
Lucy's gonna get up and go, and she's gonna like talk about and 5 minutes later, as she's done with like the Keurig drip of the coffee, and she's bringing it over, and she's like, and that's how my dog died, and that's also how the puppies were born. Isn't that a crazy story? It happened at the same time.
Medical marvel.
That's what I said. You are just such a good listener. It is so hard to find those these days.
I would love to exchange contact information, so maybe when I'm not on the clock or handling the business side of things, we could definitely come by. I frequent the Syntax, heading up over at the northwest side.
Love the syntax. Oh my goodness, what a riot. You are so funny. I would love to get to know you better. Maybe we'll go to the syntax one day.
That sounds fantastic.
All right, well here's your
here's your coffees, and you come back anytime you want. And I know you had a cough earlier, so if you need a Werther's or one of those strawberry things, I got a dish of those too.
I actually enjoyed those. My
here,
mom
take
used to
3.
give me the word. Thank
she receives a phone call, and she just like holds up a finger, and then like you know, it tells you like, I'll be right with you, and she's like, Cooper Security Enterprises, this is Lucy. And then she like kind of looks at you and like, I'll talk to you later. And
he shuffles off, trying to see if he can see who's on the phone. This is a special like get those people out of the fucking building calls.
It's just like another. She's like, oh, Doreen, oh my God, you wouldn't believe what I had to make. I had to use the sweet and low. It was so amazing. I can't believe I got to share that. Yeah.
All right.
You go back in, and Shar, you are right where you were, right? You haven't moved?
No.
Okay. As Dale is talking about Packard Systems, he's kind of repeating what he's saying to the point to try to like drive it home that he really, really needs something acquired. And Shar, you see something on the corner of your eye again, and it's not right next to you. You have to actually physically turn because Laura is in the reflection this time of the floor-to-ceiling window.
Turn to look outside, eyes on the reflection as if I'm looking right through the glass through the window.
And all she says is, as like a hovercraft, like a hover vehicle flies by, all she says is, do it. And then she disappears as the craft passes over.
Was the craft used when it... Oh, do it. I don't know what that's referencing.
You imagine it's referencing Cooper's proposition.
Yeah.
Send it out to Zephyr.
Yeah, I Zephyr was already planning. Like, he really wanted to steal something, so somebody's giving him the opportunity. I think as Cooper's kind of like talking in circles, trying to emphasize how badly he needs this thing, I'll just kind of hold up a hand and go, Mr. Cooper, I'm nothing if not a genuine man. You can be frank with me. You need me to steal something from Packard. I am within my contractual rights to perform that during a business meeting.
Excellent. Mr. K, as you come back, as you rejoin everybody, please, coffee all around.
Yep.
Thanks.
So, I'm sure details would be helpful.
Generally, yeah.
The thing I need, if you could put it into layman's terms, is a heart. It's not really a heart. It's more of a hard drive, an external hard drive.
Open up schematics folder.
You see the list of the...
No, I please do continue. I'm just letting you know what I'm doing in reaction to Dale Cooper's words.
Got it. So he says, Packard is developing a detachable protocol, a program that could be implemented to kind of a soft reset would be the best way to describe it. It would be like if Mr. K here decided to dabble in augments to the point where it just got a little too big for his britches. And this sort of reset would ensure that none of the organic components of the person are compromised. In this way, I call it a heart, because it is the key or the life essence or the center of who a person is, their humanity, in a piece of machinery.
An external an external addition to maintaining someone's augments for someone who is transitioning from being organic into fully augmented? Is that what I'm hearing?
It's to reverse the augment process. It is to safely reset.
Some sort of genetic backup?
Yes.
A
It's
way
a
to
little.
reform the meat after the chrome has been removed.
Exactly. It's something that I have been working on, and they have somehow managed to get their hands on my prototype, and I want it back.
Where was your prototype located?
In our basement, heavily secured, and I honestly don't know why it's there.
It's still in your basement?
No, why it's with Packard.
Ah.
I'd like you to get it.
Do you have any of your systems currently installed in people on the outside?
Yes.
These prototypes, I apologize.
No, that it is, there's too much red tape right now, bureaucratic wise. The government can't keep their hands off of my
course.
ingenuity.
So, like that, as they say.
Yes.
Inside of that schematics folder, this is a list of the PSI parts, or a list, that's only the PSI parts, correct?
The schematics is the list of the PSI parts and the CSE parts, and then it's got...
Perfect, thank you. So it's a combination of everything that was inside of Laura Palmer.
Yes.
Download all that fucking data, nabbing all of that, copies of that. Any references to hard drives, resets, anything in like this unit can be used for, and then descriptions.
It had a couple vital organs that were listed, but no serial numbers attached to them. So you see, like, left arm, and then bullet point what pieces of the left arm, and hair and stuff like that.
So it's like a bill of goods, but that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But there's nothing under all the vital organs, including the brain and the heart. But they are there regardless.
What do you mean they are there?
They're listed. There's just nothing under them. So it's almost as if he was hoping to one day get to that.
This is a cataloged folder of information that Cooper got on Palmer. This is not a bill of goods of what actually made up Laura Palmer that Cooper then received.
It is a bill of goods. No, it's not a bill of goods. It is a list of what he recalls that he put into Laura, and what he found out after she died, Packard also put into Laura.
Who told him about her parts?
That was something that Laura did not tell you, but
Okay.
all she said was that he didn't know.
Okay. He didn't know about the PSI parts. Okay.
Yes.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Mr. Cooper, before I proceed with this job, I just have a few questions I need to ask, some for me to operate in the most professional capacity that I can, and some for professional curiosity, call it.
Of course.
First, we'll call it recovery of your prototype. Would you prefer this to be done quietly? Should we go during a business meeting? Should we perhaps visit after hours?
I have the codes for the back way, so to speak. I won't tell you how I got them, but I have them. I would like it to be quiet, and I'd like it to be quick.
My second question, this one is professional curiosity. The systems and the augments that you install in people, do they tend to play nicely with the systems of your competitors?
They do, but
my patience has run thin with my competitors, my specific competitor. I don't plan on playing nicely with Catherine Packard anymore.
Okay. And then I'm going to probe, and I'm sad because I have to be a corporate drone. That's a 10, so I hold 3.
Sure.
My first question is from the regular probe list. Is he telling the truth about both things that he told me?
Yep.
Okay. Second question is from Ease. Then I'll kind of look at him again with like the same kind of like very like dead on stare. I go, Mr. Cooper, what do you wish you could tell someone?
Oh, God damn, these empath moves. He looks kind of taken aback, but because this is the second time now that you've like shaken that sort of corporate buzzwordy jargon for something a little more real. And he says, I suppose I wish I could tell Laura that I wasn't ashamed of her.
And then my third question, I kind of like stand up, I like straighten my tie, I go, all right, well, we'll be on our way over to Packard Industries, and this one's not even professional curiosity, this is just, human to human. What's your strongest memory, and what feeling is it tied to?
Yep.
Dale is looking down at his now cold cup of coffee. And he says, I'd say it's that piece of fresh, hot cherry pie that Laura and I shared at the diner the day we met. That was some damn fine pie.
When I stand up, I go, thank you, Mr. Cooper. We will make our way over to Packard Industries just as soon as we can. If you could send along those codes, that would be greatly appreciated and could limit the sort of difficulty that we encounter in recovering your prototype.
Absolutely. In fact, let's do this the old-fashioned way. Excuse me, and he says to Shar as he gently
I move aside. Yeah.
And he pulls out like a like one of those little Post-its with it's like a cat's mouth, and it's like you pull the Post-it from the cat's mouth, and he writes down the codes that you need to get into the back door.
Jesus.
And he hands them to you, and he says, the first one is the back door. The second one is the floor number to the elevator. The third one is the second elevator to Catherine Packard's office. And the fourth one is Catherine's password for her computer.
And do you happen to know where the prototype is being kept? Any insight into that?
The code to the server room is on her computer, and the prototype should be in there.
Okay. Well, I kind of look to Kode and Shar and go, anything else you guys can think of that we might need?
Quickly shoot you both a message. Laura Palmer had both Cooper and Packard parts inside of her, but Cooper did not know about the PSI parts. He later found out after her death. FYI.
I have something that needs to be identified in one of the contracts related to compatibility. We might want to just add this in for you to look over. I can send it to you. But making sure that there are no further or future issues in terms of like proxy errors with crossing security measures, especially since this is internal. People are worried about their autonomy. Say, for example, I had left arm mechanics from one company and had an update from another, we don't want to have that overlapping since we want to specifically deal with you. And that goes to say the same for other augments. Do you have security protocols to prevent that from happening?
That's something we are developing. This is it's a new competition. It's something we weren't expecting, so we're, to be completely honest, kind of in a bind here in the biotech.
So for right now, this is a complete dummy contract, so to speak, right now. But I can make sure this is forwarded to Lucy up front. We'll sure if she'll have it for you, so that it is post-dated for when that is finalized, and then we can talk about that and approach that once we are done with whatever business we have in the upcoming days.
I appreciate that.
May I ask a personal question?
Of course.
Laura Palmer.
Yes.
Unfortunate. She was fairly well known. And she was known to have augments.
Yes, several.
Yours, I would assume.
Yes, that was what I was saying about our volunteers.
Did she have any systems from others? Any competition within her?
That's what concerns me. She did. I didn't know about them. She had several parts from Packard installed recently.
Do you think they had anything to do with
her death?
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did. And if I find out that Catherine is responsible, well, let's just say I won't be fearful of competition in the future.
She must have meant a good deal to you.
She was my entire future.
I don't think it's necessary for me to do a probe.
You can tell that was a very layered answer when it came to the use of the word future.
Fuck, I do a probe. Shit. Okay. Damn it. Yeah, man. Let me roll. That kind of, I have to admit, that kind of caught me off guard. What is it for? Really curious. Caught unawares. What's a good emotion for that?
I would say it would probably be scared.
Yeah,
I think it would.
Scared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
kind of surprised.
Yeah.
Or surprise. Yeah. That works. Okay, so probe for scared. That's a 6, a failure. So spend one.
Can I help out?
Oh, you want to help or hinder? Or help? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll help out. If you're probing into like Dale's kind of like mannerisms, I'll kind of like send along just like the recording from my glasses of my interactions with him.
Okay, cool.
I'm still sad.
You're still sad.
Oh
got a 9,
shit,
so.
dude, nice.
Perfect. So you got a 7.
All right. In which case then, that would be, what is that? A hold 2 for probe if it's a success? Partial success. No, it's a hold 1. It's a hold 1. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so a hold 1. What is he really? When he said later than future?
Yeah.
When he said future, what was his intention? What did he intend to do?
Yeah. So, from what you've seen, from your specific interactions with Laura, from the way that he is hung up on humanity, and the way that he is very ambitious when it comes to the growth of his company and biotech. The word future
had both a personal and professional connotation to it. She meant so much to him because he did love her, but she also was going to be the catalyst that launched his company to new heights because of her rise to fame and the augments that she had, that he had built for her on the outside so that he could also like use her consensually to test on the inside. She was really helping him get ahead, and he was helping her get ahead. So yeah,
literal bleeding edge.
Yeah.
Last thing goes out to the guys. Open up the comms. I'm done, but I don't think he knows who killed her. I don't think he has any additional information. I have a lot, but I'm ready to go. We can discuss outside.
I'm ready to. I send a message back. I'm ready to. I have a sneaking suspicion that I think our visit to Packard will confirm or deny.
Well, Mr. Cooper, as a representing secretary of this expedition that we have here, it's been a lot of fun. I'm going to make sure this document is sent both in triplicate, one CC to Lucy and yourself, and one that we have here on behalf of Rib Stickers. Codename Rib Stickers Elite. It could be something for later on,
yes.
corporate secrets and all. And we will have that maintained for you at another time. But I think we're running behind on schedule, or a little late on schedule, so we should be going if I'm to do my job correctly, sir.
Of course. I see you've taken a liking to my Post-it note holder. You can keep that, Mr. K. As the cat Post-it. That's yours. You right, hang on to that.
I'll take this. I'll make sure I put this directly in the suitcase. Here we go.
I was taking a look over at Cody, slowly turning into a Bond villain.
I like the little cat butt right there on the side too. Okay, and he will open the door to let you all out.
Thank you so much, Mr. Cooper. You've been
excellent meeting you.
Shar, as you turn to say goodbye to him, you see for a split second Laura standing there, the holographic version of her, and then she's expressionless. She's just standing there like a ghost, and then she's gone.
Take care, Miss Lucy. You have a wonderful...
Oh, you're leaving so soon?
The schedules.
I was about to order for catering for your meeting if it was gonna go over into the afternoon.
Oh, that's greatly appreciated, but we do have to get going.
Well, here, let me give you some going away presents, okay? I don't know when you'll be back. And she hands you a bunch of packs of Sweet and Low, and on one of them is her number. And she says, anytime you want to hang out at the Syntax, I usually go there for girl nights, but I could sneak away after a few margaritas.
I am sure that you have figured out a way to sweeten the deal.
You're funny. He's funny.
Looks
to keep him around.
All right, well, have a good one. Oh, hold on one second. Cooper Security Enterprises, Lucy speaking. How may I help you?
Yeah.
And
Doreen, you won't even imagine what happened. The door closed.
That's fantastic. I love this.
As soon as we're in the elevator, if we're the only ones in the elevator, Zephyr is like full on, like hands on knees, bent over, just going like, "Oh God, fucking damn it, I hate it."
you know, Cody, if you just continue like that, you're not going to need me to be doing any investigation.
No, listen, have you know, you've been to the, so you know how many stuffy motherfuckers come out there. Hold on. We're still in the building. I gotta Bring it back.
Yeah,
Bring it back.
we're getting down to floor one. I got the void.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Outside. We got outside.
Eyes in the sky, fellas. Eyes in the sky.
Yep,
Pointing up to the camera in the corner.
Yep.
And there's no incident as you walk out, and you are in the beautifully paved cul-de-sac valet parking style entrance of the Cooper Plaza.
Get Zephyr's heart rate.
Like spiking.
Okay.
You have his biometric data from what he's like normally like. It's like you have his like baseline of like pretty calm, and then you have like the time he's been in like firefights and sword fights, and it's spiked. I think it's basically reached that level and has just maintained it for the last like hour.
just open up a compartment on the arm here. Take 2, you'll be fine.
All right. Maybe we should go a few blocks to kind of unpack this before we, head to Packard.
Oh, I would say so.
Surveillance earshot is important. I hate that I have this much chemical in my hair.
My face feels so cold without my beard.
I have an idea. Why don't we just go back to a nice little place that isn't exactly, oh, look, it's Andromeda. Actually driving the vehicle that we are going to take back to HQ so that somebody can take a shower.
She says, "Get in, bitch."
I gotta stay there. I'm like, we do remember that the last time she drove, it ended up like embedded in a business.
Yeah. Hey, Shar, you want to make sure there aren't too many evasive maneuvers done while we get to one destination?
Yeah, I slip into the front seat and politely tap the console and just kind of subtly become the driver's tutor or the drive instructor. Yeah, I have that wheel now. Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's like a driver's ed car where there's 2 steering wheels.
If anybody sees any AR, they just see the instructor like steering wheel pop up in front of Shar.
His bumper sticker says "How's my driving?" with like a student driver.
New driver.
Yeah. Baby on board.
The baby has a mohawk.
So wait, where's your headquarters? Like, where are you all going?
Shade City.
Shade City, okay. To Andromeda's place?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. So
without Andromeda knowing.
So
coordinates.
she plugs in the coordinates, and then you end up like she's very surprised when she's like, "Oh, I know this place." And you walk through the red beads, and you are in a safe, tech-free zone where no one's going to hear you.
Oh.
All right.
I mess up my hair, unbutton my shirt.
I'm talking as I am changing back into my cowboy clothes. Like, I don't bother going to the bathroom to like strip down and change. And it's like literally as soon as the door is closed behind us. All right. So why don't we just throw out first spitball ideas of who we think might have killed Laura Palmer after that meeting? Because my kind of running theory at the moment, Packard put stuff in Laura so they could A, have stuff in her and test it, but also B, to spy on Cooper, and as such found out that this prototype was put in her and had her iced to reclaim it.
That sounds like a motive. Cooper, I did not pick up on anything that would suggest that Cooper is actually culpable for Laura's death. It seems like he was too invested emotionally. His stuff was in her. He had a full catalog. Andromeda, where's that monitor? And I put up on the monitor a list of all the schematic files and just pop a few up just to give an example of what kind of data is now available. There definitely the PSI parts and then his parts, but this is a catalog of components within her that was created after her death, suggesting that he had been doing a little bit of investigation on his own. And why would he do that unless it had something to do with Packard? So I'm inclined to agree with you.
The only kind of guilt I was getting from him in our conversations was the the sort of, self-loathing guilt that comes from being involved with somebody like that and being involved in the circumstances but not directly responsible. I was getting the guilt of this wouldn't have happened if I didn't give her all those augments. Not this wouldn't have happened if I didn't, shoot her through the fence.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
So he feels responsible but not guilty, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, by the way, Little Miss Palmer paid us a visit in the office.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she makes herself known in the Veil. She stood next to me, and she was the one who was leading me all throughout Cooper's files on his computer, which are rather rudimentary. He doesn't really organize information in a typical way today. Everything is very medieval. He's still working off of fax documents. But she also said, do it. She was the one who gave the green light behind the scenes, or rather, she gave a green light for us to take on the Packer job. I know that you were planning on doing that anyway, but apparently Laura would agree with you.
So, I'm gonna fuck y'all up a little bit with just something that is at the back of my head after dealing with fucking corporals for so fucking long. Let's take these things into consideration. We got two people interpersonal relationships going through, rival corp companies going on, and then we got the murder, right? Or what we think is a murder. We also have so many fucking augments that she is, at least cosmetically, barely able to be, like, seen as organic, almost to the point where she's a synthoid, a simulant, right?
Not quite. No, she's far.
Cosmetically. Now, all this interaction of tech, augments, rival corporations getting information and having like stuff fight itself inside one person, all trying to get data on what they're doing and how they're famous, or now interpersonal relationships and picking up information on what somebody is. Suddenly, somebody dies gruesomely, horribly. Now, this is some crazy nonsense. Maybe call me a crazy fucking special purist in terms of my organics, but if I have foreign things in my body that are technically from competitive companies and they're fighting over everything that I'm doing, isn't it possible that shit could have just gone off the fritz, fought itself in her body and killed her? The tech could have just killed her based off of how it runs. And other thing, I saw some shit. Hold on, let me run this back real quick.
While Cody's doing that real quick, pull up the data about her. She had external wounds, didn't she?
You did not, her body?
Yeah.
So you didn't see her body in real life.
No.
You saw pieces of what was left over after trauma team took her body.
Yes.
You also saw very veil skewed visions of her.
Yes.
So you're not sure what her condition was.
Okay, thank you.
Got it. All right. So yeah, right here, so y'all can see. He was talking about something called a heart.
Yes.
And that was an external piece of tech that gathered data about somebody's meat, basically. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, with all the stuff that we got that makes new material, synthesized skin, flesh, can't that be created using that kind of brain heart thing? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all know more about this shit than I do.
No, that should be possible.
Isn't this like a gateway into making like clones? And if that's the case, Laura Palmer would be like the perfect candidate for somebody wanting like their love to come back, like somebody they care about to come back and just be synthetic.
It could entirely be that, essentially creating a Laura Palmer version of me.
Especially since you seeing Laura Palmer, which I fucking
it's in the veil, Cody. It's just as much as it like this.
Take somebody from the veil, put them in the heart, make a synthetic body that's organic or whatever, and boom, you got a new Laura Palmer. We can manipulate stuff going on with that, and the only thing preventing you from doing that is a rival company. That's all tech. We're literally going to steal the tech that'll allow somebody to make whoever the fuck they want in the veil.
Yes, but Zephyr, can you confirm that piece that he said about the heart, wasn't it?
So it was he called it, I believe, a detachment protocol. Or something like that, which it calls to mind for me, this is an emergency button of sorts. This is I'm in too deep with these augs, it is fucking me up, and I need them gone ASAP. I do not have the time to go to a CosDoc or any kind of doctor, so I'm hitting my emergency button.
Yeah, now, but at that point, your body simply begins rejecting the augmentations and they fly out of your body?
So if it has the kind of capability to, I mean, I refer to it as a genetic backup, and he went along with it. So if it can kind of store a snapshot of what you looked like before your augments, and you have some kind of producer of synthetic flesh, then yeah, you could probably regenerate the parts of you that were missing over some amount of time. My only thing is, if this was in Laura, and I'm kind of like looking at the data that's scrolling by on the screen from what Shar pulled, and kind of like swipe over like the message that said like, we'll talk about this later. I go, if Laura was planning on reversing these things, but Cooper didn't know about Packard's stuff in her, it is very possible that hitting that button could have done a lot worse than rebuild her.
It could have taken a full accounting of what Packard had done and exactly what Packard's tech was.
Or it could have tried to, build flesh where there was no room for it. It could have expected to not find metal somewhere. You mean to
am I understanding you correctly that the body, this frail meat frame, would regrow parts on top of augmentations that it didn't know it had? Is that what you're suggesting?
I'm suggesting if you've created something that allows you to remove your parts without dying, you need to have some sort of regenerative you need to have something to keep you alive while you are growing back the meat. And unless that's happening super fast, I don't fucking know.
They got those 3D printing bots that that's why I don't eat fucking anything from Ecotech, because they use all of that fucking nanotech to make all of their products, and I don't want that shit in my body.
I don't know exactly what this device is. I think getting it from Packard will allow us to make some more conclusions. I don't see a world where we get that thing and drive it right over to Cooper.
Absolutely.
Whatever happens,
not.
That thing is coming here first so we can take a look at it. If it is just the storage side of things, if this is just a sort of external drive with a, fully, transcribed and copied over version of Laura's genetic code and kind of, human body makeup, then it's possible that Cooper could print her a new body, and if he has a backup of her consciousness somewhere in the veil, then yeah, could stick her in it, I imagine.
That would explain why she's in the veil in the first place. Hold on.
If she had a fully realized consciousness in the veil, I don't think she'd be showing up to us so intermittently.
Is her brain I think all the vital organs do not have a manufacturer. It's almost as if he didn't know whether or not these things had been replaced by PSI. If in fact they were.
Packard Securities and fucking Cooper's Securities are going back and forth right now. And wait, aren't they like married or something? You know what? You know what? This is corporate bullshit.
Yeah, Cooper is married to a Packard.
This is fucking unbelievable.
If I'm racking my brain, I think it might be the CEO's sister.
Who? Janice or something like that? What's her name?
I don't fucking remember. This is exactly why I fucking
marriage to Packard.
Yeah, this is why I can't. I really hate the damn corporations, and I just want them to all to fall. I want them all fucked. Well, Lucy's but fucking like
she'd be all right without the corporations around. She would find some way to keep being all right. These corporations don't know how to be all right.
Not without fucking everybody underneath, like fucking everybody in the. You know what? I'm not gonna go off right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, Cody. Yeah, I'm gonna go run your water for you to take your shower and get that stuff out of your hair.
I appreciate you.
Do I need to order you boys any kind of food or anything like that? Because God knows Andromeda doesn't have anything in this place that is edible.
I don't know, but she got to get out of the bathroom right now. I don't care how long it takes you shit, but we're gonna need your help to make some shit out here.
Fuck off, all of you!
I was gonna say, you hear, fuck off, there's Chinese in the fridge.
I hate that shit nonsense.
When the kid comes out of the bathroom, go in there and start warming up the shower for Cody.
Appreciate it. Zeph, good fucking move in there. Talking about the contracts, because I would not have had an in to asking the right questions to get the information and not being sus.
Hey,
so good fucking move.
You kind of live your life in the corporate environment long enough, you pick up little bits and pieces. And honestly, a lot of what I was saying out of contracts, all that heinous shit came out of my contract. So I might need to go into some renegotiation with upper management.
Oh, you didn't know about that stuff?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, my job does hinge on, there is a very real possibility that one day my manager will come up to me and tell me that I need to get one of my arms replaced or my sort of neural chip switched over to a different manufacturer.
Yo, fuck that.
The day that happens, I'm quitting, though.
Cody, if you ever need assistance with that, of course, I'll be more than happy to assist.
Hell no.
I'm offering.
I'm moving more towards Cody's way of thinking, honestly. If I could find somebody that could get the chip out of my head, and I could deal with, the arms, but
for somebody like you could really use that heart thing. Hold up.
These are really the only major chrome I got, and they weren't by choice.
Cody, what did you just say?
That might be useful for going backwards from being fucking augmented. Zeph might actually be able to slightly synthetic be more like us.
Hey, weird question.
But that goes to say the same for you too, Shar.
No, it does not. That thing cannot possibly work on me. There's not a single stitch of organic material within me.
That's what I'm saying.
Nor do I want it. Look, as much of a purist as you are about you and yours, so am I about me and mine.
Fair.
Keep something in mind. We are two different species.
Y'all think it was weird that Cooper has such a hard-on for Chrome but didn't have any himself?
I do find it unusual.
This motherfucker might have used this thing before? Because the longer I think about it, the more that strikes me as...
You mean on himself?
That strikes me as exactly the kind of thing that kind of corpo would do, is go out, 5 o'clock on a Friday, you go to the CODS dock, you get fucking loaded up with whatever kind of freak shit you want to look like for the weekend. You got 3 arms and 4 tails and no more legs. And then come Sunday evening, you hit a button and you are right back to 2 legs, 2 arms, white bread motherfucker.
Oh, I don't even want to think about that fucking process. That is so outside the way we naturally meant to fucking thrive. Or you know what? Nah. Every time we say something, so let me just wait. Let me fucking get this shit out of my fucking hair.
Listen, I will recover this thing so that we can find out more about what's going on. I do not like the idea of delivering this back to somebody and have them be on the market in a few years. If you think this city is debauched now, imagine what it'll be like if anybody has access to the ability to do what I just said Cooper might be doing.
Hold up. Yo, let's get the kid. Let's get the kid to make something, because he doesn't know what it looks like, right? He just knows it's there.
No, it's his prototype. He knows what it looks like.
And we're trying to figure out how the fuck they got it in the first place. Maybe we can have Andromeda make it.
So it was in Laura.
Oh, bet.
And then after her passing, or as a result of her passing, or whatever, Packard acquired it. And Cooper wants us to get it back.
It may be worth it just to temporarily think of Laura Palmer as not having passed anything other than from one place to another. Her mortal shell is the only thing that's gone. Her consciousness is still very much alive. Think of it that way.
Let's jump into this new hypothetical then. We got a fucking contract to handle that involves us solving the murder of Laura Palmer, and it's basically who killed her. If it wasn't, what if it was her own doing? Like, we probably should have asked that question. Like, what if we figured out that, you know, all the shit that she put in her body ultimately killed her organic form, or how the fuck you just talking about it with passing? She's dead to me, but that doesn't mean too much to most of y'all. But what if that's the case? How are we gonna come to that conclusion and let them know back over in the sticks?
Well, let's take a look at the evidence of that. The very first time that Laura had appeared on camera or something like that, according to these records, and I pulled them up on the monitor, which is we're in the place now where the all the camera work, all that footage had been scanned right here inside of this HQ. Pull up the very first. There's a picture, or excuse me, there was a room. I want to say it was in the kitchen where Laura was standing there in a completely not in a good state. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
Yes.
Pull that up. What do we see?
It is a security camera, still of Laura. The whole thing is very grainy, but Laura looks incredibly grainy. Just staring up at the camera.
Touch that, grab that file, begin, while they're working on other stuff, I begin processing that image. Take out any of the compression, any of the artifacts, use as much AI as is possible to reprocess it. Enhance, and, I do that kind of shit.
Yeah. The final, the as clean as you can make it is pretty 1080p for the kitchen, and for Laura it's like splices, and each one is a different version of her through the years of custom augments.
Vertical slices, like we're looking at a single composite image of her, but every single column of pixels comes through it represents a different stage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. That's cool as fuck.
That is. That's really fucking cool. Isolate visually on the screen, feed it back. isolate those so they're spread out a little bit, allowing us to notice the exact details in any of them. I'm not saying that we're getting more data by spreading them apart as if we're removing a mask to reveal what's underneath, but kind of blowing up on them, like taking a look at like what's the first augment. Is there a portion of that image that represents her brain, her heart, any of the vitals, specifically the brain?
Nothing that represents the brain, but what you do see that you find interesting is that this almost looks like it was purposefully doctored by Laura for you specifically to understand the desire for augments that came from within her. So it wasn't like she was told to or forced to. So the beginning stages of her augment shift, the slivers that you get, they actually go back down in quality. So they start to get a little more fuzzy or blurry. Okay. And then it's clearer and clearer and clearer, more vivid and more vivid and more vivid until it's the most recent splice of data of Laura, as augmented as she was before she was murdered. And it's just almost overly saturated. It's like Haven. It's like if Haven were to describe the feelings that people get when they want augments and get them.
We are seeing the progression of her achieving her dream.
Yeah.
So the saturation is representing the amount of pleasure or accomplishment that she is gaining from this process.
Yeah, but just like an oversaturated photo, if you saturate it too much, it becomes too noisy. So there's also that to consider.
Which of the systems that were there, are they represented? Now, cross-referencing with the schematics, take a look at the PSI components. Are they also represented in this?
No. So the deal that she had made with Dale is that he would give her custom cosmetic augments so that he could use her in the inside of her body for testing. That was the inside, the biotech part is also what Packard was doing. They did not make cosmetic augments for her. But it's unclear what she got out of it. So all of the outside parts are CSC parts.
Gentlemen, do we have any notion as to whether or not Laura had willfully undergone the augmentations from PSI?
PSI, no, we haven't gotten there yet.
Them yet? Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I mean, if she was as into augments as all the evidence would lead us to believe, it's very possible that she went to, somebody else.
I'm inclined to believe that. I'm very inclined to believe that, like an addict seeking out any particular source of their fix. The question I have, though, is I think, which of you brought up the notion of compatibility of systems? Was that you, Cody?
Yeah.
Cross-reference. Take a look at the schematics. They're there. I am made of all of these types of things.
Right.
What do I need to do, Erin? Hold on. Let me roleplay this.
Okay.
Give me a touch of a moment, if you don't mind. I'm going to take a look through these various schematics and see if I notice any inherent qualities about them that would lead to an incompatibility of systems, or anything that might be, let's just say, explosive. I highly doubt that Cooper was able to find anything, but I am very curious of how he was able to catalog something that did not exist. Her body went missing, taken by the trauma team. Where did they take her body? Where is that body now? How did Cooper receive that information? Either he gave the order of the trauma team there, or that was not a trauma team. Or he has an insight on the trauma team and then he got the information that way. Unless I'm missing something.
I think we might be playing a bit of darts with no dartboard. You know, we are operating with incomplete parameters here.
Very well. I'll start scanning and taking a look at possibilities of incompatibilities.
I think the thing that we can do now that'll give us the most information, or will do the most to clarify the picture, is to pay Packard a visit.
I'm working. You two go take a shower.
Yeah, you're right.
Shar, pick your birth question while you are working, and I'm gonna focus on Zephyr for a moment.
Sure.
While Kode is taking a shower.
You got it.
So you have your nose in the veil, and Zephyr, you hear a psst from your pocket.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, darling.
How's it going?
Fuck.
How are you?
I'm doing all right.
I missed you.
I missed you as well.
So, I hear about this heart business and how you're going to go and steal one, even though you've already stolen mine. Do you see what I did there?
I do. Very nice.
So, what's this heart?
It is bad news, it sounds like. Calling it a heart is sort of a travesty and an offense to the sort of sanctity of a human body and the human spirit. Please don't tell me you want it.
Well, now here's the thing. You know how I said I wanted those little legs that were on?
I'm working on them.
Yeah, well, I've been thinking. So, I heard y'all talk about the heart, and I know I said I wanted Shar's legs, and you said you were going to get me some legs and that they would be just as nice, and I'm like, okay, well, if he says so, then I gotta trust him because he is my harmonica music man, so to speak. I have a sneaky suspicion that Shar wants the heart for herself. The selfish cow. And I'll be honest.
Why don't we take a walk and have this conversation?
Oh, sure. I mean, just us two, right?
Just us two.
All right. Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of like stroll through Shade City until I find. Where is Shade City in relation to the city?
It's like on the left, on the west side.
Yeah, I'm just going to stroll around until I find sort of like a high up area that I can kind of just stand and look over things for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I will be completely honest with you, Dolly. I am not the happiest with the current arrangement.
Oh, what do you mean, darling?
What I mean is that, well, about 7 years ago, I came across a absolutely deranged man in an alleyway. And in the process of fighting him and killing him, lost both of my arms from the elbow down and was forced to take on augmentations to save my life, but also bound an evil sword to me.
Wow.
Yeah, and I dealt with that for a long time. I walked through alleyways and I killed people and I did very bad things to a lot of people that probably, frankly, didn't deserve it. But anytime I tried to put the sword down, felt like shit, and I picked it right back up a couple days later. And now I am free of that sword.
Oh, good for you.
I'm very happy to be free of that sword. And I think that trading one vice for another was not the right move.
Oh, you're not an alcoholic now, are you?
No, Dolly, I'm not, but I think the withdrawal from this is going to be just as bad.
The withdrawal from what, darling?
And I'm going to take the harmonica, and I am just going to hurl it into Shade City.
Cool. Then what do you do?
And then I immediately start, like, shaking, almost, like there's like a slump in the shoulders. When I'm apart from my object, I am weak. I take -1 to all rolls until I recover it. But I am, having done that, going to heave like a deep sigh and walk back to Andromeda's workshop.
When
Oh God. Oh boy.
How much creative liberty can I have with your character?
As much as you want. Go for it.
When you heave a great sigh, you know that feeling when you're playing the harmonica and you inhale?
Mm-hmm.
You feel that in the back of your throat. And you start to choke. Do you reach in your mouth?
Yes.
You slowly hack up your harmonica, and it comes out of your mouth covered in bile.
Now, why would you do a thing like that, darling?
Oh, no.
Here's what's gonna happen. I don't want the legs anymore. Well, I do. I don't care where I get them, though. But I know for a fact that your little friend, your lady friend Shar, she wants that heart for herself. And if she becomes a human before I become a human, that means that her chances of stealing your heart are greater than mine. And your heart is my heart, honey. So I want you to get that technical heart doodad, and I want you to get the legs, put them on my body, strap on that heart, and turn me into a real girl, and we'll be together forever.
Certainly, Dolly.
That wasn't so hard, was it?
I don't respond. As soon as we are back in Andromeda's workshop, though, I am looking for various components to build a bomb.
Okay, Shar, did you pick out your birth question? Do you have that as a hotkey?
No, I do.
That's pretty good.
That's really funny.
Well, now, I mean, the bird should really be asked about in the beginning of the game because of shit like this. Like, I don't want to ask the question and then go, you know what? With the information I just got,
And a harmonica comes out of your mouth too.
Fuck. Oh boy. Alrighty. Sure. You know what? Sure. Let's just go. Let's just go right into it. I can ask a bunch of questions, like, who created me? Where can my vessel have come from? You asked me to search, to look for the question before that whole thing, and for some reason, Shar has Zephyr's EKG just constantly. It's like a widget on her desktop. It's just always there. So I don't want to ask a question now that I have this other fucking knowledge. But damn it. For what purposes could I have been created?
You, that thought kind of like buzzes in the back of your mind as you're looking through all these splices of Laura.
Yeah.
And you keep going through the files, look at the schematics, and you keep popping through, and you're trying to read the emails between Audrey and Dale, but your brain keeps you keep looking over, and it's like a magnet. You're being pulled towards this because you are a simulant, or your body is that of a simulant. And
what do you mean, or my body? The body certainly is. Are you? Typically, people only say that if some part of you is not a simulant.
Well, you have already grappled with humanity early in like the first or second episode, and so you're kind of able to have this sort of apathetic or objective look at the difference between human and machine.
Yeah.
And you're looking at this sort of like spliced version of several versions of Laura and how muddled it can be for some people. And you think about Kode in the shower and that he's clearly organic, like there's no augments happening there. But I mean, you're not thinking of Kode in the shower, but he's clearly, he takes pride in not having any augments. And then Dale also takes pride in not having any augments. But there are people like Zephyr who live in the in-between where they're kind of, they're forced, their hands are forced, and his are, and you're realizing the nuances of the whole thing. So what could your body have been made for, or for what purposes could I have been created?
Yeah, I'm talking like the AI and everything like that. It came out in her background during the first campaign that she was initially created for as a security system or a security analysis or something like that for some corporation. I don't think it was ever stated.
So as you're thinking about that, you look at that spliced vision or image, and you know how I said that it looks almost as if it was doctored by Laura herself? Yeah. Your eyes, it's sort of, you're looking at it and it sort of feels like when you're starting to fall asleep and everything kind of shakes at like right on the cusp of falling asleep, and just Laura's picture and the spliced versions that are all spread out start shaking and kind of combining back to one thing. And you kind of turn your head in curiosity and you see it kind of goes and it's all together, very clear, just Laura, of the final version of Laura.
Okay.
And she says, "You could be anything." And then that image goes back to the original, and then the original shows an error and it's been corrupted.
So I don't know why I was created, but I got a vision of okay. Harry, up in the bathroom.
Hold on. What? Wait. Do you even need to? You know what?
I do
don't
now.
Want to know the intricacies. I don't want to know the intricacies. I'm working on. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. And Cody's just gonna walk right out. Just go ahead.
Just go. Go to the bathroom, shut the door, and all you hear is.
What a
Got it.
fucking...
Sometimes he does need to use the bathroom. All right. Bet.
Come out.
So much stress.
Wash your hands.
I'm gonna go back into the bathroom and you might
You smell a little bit of oil.
Like Zephyr's like mindlessly working on this explosive, and then hearing somebody like muffled scream in the distance, just kind of like mutters under his breath, like, "Employees are encouraged to not scream in the walk-in freezer."
Oh, that made my heart hurt. Oh my god, a single frozen tear. The hope was that you were able to secretly and quietly and quickly procure this heart. So by the time everyone's done, by the time you've taken your walk, by the time Cody's done, has taken his shower, by the time Shar's had their existential crisis, by the time Andromeda goes and like tests the old Chinese in the fridge and uses the bathroom and gets sick and comes back, they were all, it's been barely a couple hours of all this, and that would make it around 12, and we're looking at like late afternoon, almost closing time for business hours.
Well, I'm collected and nothing is wrong. Should we make our... Cody, where is Zephyr?
I am right here, and I pull up when it's essentially just like, it is just like lumps of like plastic explosives and like flammable chemicals all rigged up to like a very rudimentary fuse.
I thought this was to be I thought this was to be a clandestine operation, Zephyr. I didn't realize we're blowing apart.
You also lucky that Andromeda isn't fucking ripping your fucking head off because she's out calibrating those drone things she got.
Oh, is that what you want to call it? Because she's still in the damn bathroom calibrating her drones. That food she ate.
I will pay for everything that I used.
Hey, who? I don't own it. Do
Andromeda.
Is still in the bathroom shitting her brains out.
Shut up, bitch! Go on without me. I don't feel good.
Oh, so it was that fucking food that you told us to eat. Now you know what? Yeah, have fun in it. Fuck.
I'm very glad I didn't eat that.
For no reason. I find a fucking reason. I walk past the bathroom. The failures of biology.
Oh my god.
Cody puts back on his fucking outfit, one of his many in terms of attire, and he's ready to fucking, his free-flowing pants, his fucking sweet kicks, like his vest and everything, his jacket's hanging up fucking on some apparatus that she's got in the garage, and he's just like, okay, now we can talk. What the fuck?
Are we going?
Yeah.
Oh.
I tuck the bomb into like a satchel.
Well,
this is a just in case thing.
Just in case of what?
So we're going.
Just in case we wish we had a bomb. I don't know.
So I just want to make sure it's clear, since I was tasked to get rid of all the shit that I had on. It took me a lot to put on and deal with. It's under my understanding we're going sinning tonight.
Oh yeah. No, I'm not putting the suit back on.
Bless. All right.
I'm pretty certain we're aiming to misbehave. Yes.
Fucking right. Let's do this shit.
And off we go.
All right. So it is back to, I think I said Packard was also in Iron Heights. Back to Iron Heights. And you go to the other side of town. It's almost done spitefully. Like you could see that Packard Systems isn't quite as tall as Cooper Security Enterprises, but
it wants to be. And it's pointedly like obvious that there is bad blood. It almost feels awkward approaching the building because while there's a very genuine admiration of like old school art, like the gargoyles on the Gothic architecture and like the nod to Iron Heights in general, this is kind of like particle board style. Like it's just cheaply done, quickly done to one up Cooper. So as you approach this kind of like bland retro 70s style corporate building, you have the post-it still, Zephyr, for all of the codes and access points. Security is not as tight here, but that doesn't mean it's absent. There's a feeling, there's cameras up on the telephone poles, there's a couple guards out front, just kind of like outsourced policing. And where do you end up going?
I think he gave us the code to like a back entrance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Zephyr's heading right there.
As always, in some secondary exit, I'm gonna show up as a delivery guy, and once I'm out of sight from making whatever close, I'll walk back. I'll fucking dip around and drop all my shit off and meet up with Zephyr somewhere.
Okay, and Shar?
Back door, making sure the area is clear, scanning the veil for presence of really bots and other things out there that are really kind of transmitting information about anything or anyone around the facility.
Sure. So this is weirdly easy. The back door is so nondescript. It's almost as if there's no need to put security there because it looks like a door, like to like an electrical room. So it's one of those like steel gray doors with like the vents at the bottom.
Sure.
And there's a dumpster like kind of like pushed a little bit behind it.
Wow.
Or a little bit in front of it, and behind the dumpster against the wall there's this like kind of hidden keypad with like a plastic like flip cover.
Hold the flip cover open, Zephyr.
All right, before we do this, once we're in that building, we're gonna need to move very quickly. Information Cooper said should be in the server room. Code to the server room is upstairs in the personal computer.
Hold on for 1 second before we go in. Let me see if I can find any kind of schematics or anything like that, original floor plans that might give us an idea as to exactly where the server room is. Search.
There is nothing.
No records of supercooling installations, specific fire suppression systems.
Not only do you not see those, but you don't see any records of anything.
Zephyr, there's nothing out there about this damn place internally. Cody,
Awesome.
This place,
we love that for us.
This entire floor plan is offline.
Okay, that's important for me to know, because my thing is knowing the exits out of places before I go in them. So I'm gonna tell you right now, that's limiting my my options and how I want to sin tonight.
I have nothing.
I pat my satchel. I go, listen, if we need an exit, I can make one.
Cody, I'm so sorry, but other than the shape of the building, I can't give you anything. We're going to have to... If Andromeda were here, we might be able to send in one small, tiny drone in through the air vent here, but... Wait a moment. The place has cameras. Poof. touch.
Which camera?
You're gonna make a floor plan based off of what you can see from the cameras. I like the way you work. I'm with it.
Yep.
Oh!
The camera above the door.
He leans up against the dumpster and he just chills for a second.
Step off to the side of the camera. So if the camera's here, I step off to the side of it, reach up, and see what I can get out of it, if anything.
Yeah, so you get the cameras are all linked to one security program. So you kind of zip up into that camera, which bounces you into another camera, which bounces you into another camera, and then you're in. And
I'm in. Stand by.
Oh.
And you see the directions that Dale gave you are a hallway to an elevator, which goes to another elevator, which goes to Catherine's office, which goes to the server room. You are able to get camera access to the second elevator, looking out at as if it was like if you were to walk out of the second elevator. So you're seeing it's like two elevator doors looking at each other. You're going to go
They're
out
opposite
the first
each other.
one. Yeah, you're going to go out the first one and into the second one to go to Catherine's office.
So all I'm going to do is just cross a hallway.
Yeah. That camera is looking down at the little hallway between the two. You don't see anybody. There's no laser security protocols. There's no drone turrets. There's nothing.
Well,
So Shar, how long is this gonna take you to get into this system?
I'm already in, and we have a path.
The fuck kind of security fucking corporation is this? And you got in before I could sit down.
A non-human one.
Oh, well, all right, I guess.
I'm saying that a non-human was able to do this. Look, I'm a specialized piece of equipment. Let's just face facts. I'm a tool in this case. Having said that, everything that Mr. Cooper has already given us regarding the directions has been confirmed. Now I have specifics. Elevators facing each other, walk out of one and into another, in through her office and then into the server room. No one else is in there, but 1 second. Let me see if I can at least locate some additional access points, including up on the roof.
The roof and specifically anything below the third floor and below. I have propelling equipment that is quick accessible. I'm not sure if y'all be able to.
Let me see what I can find for you. I don't know if I'm going to start checking. Hold on. Let me see if there's any cameras up on the roof.
Yep.
So you kind of backtrack out to the outside cameras and then loop your way around to go a spiral up to the roof.
Yeah.
There's a camera on the roof, and there is a guard on the roof. He's not really armed. He just looks like one of those mall cops. That's kind of just patrolling up there.
UCU up on the roof, single unit.
And then there's the two out front.
It feels almost too easy.
Two in the front, one up top. I think we're being set up, like you said, Zephyr. This is too easy. But if there's somebody up on the roof, then that means that there's a way up to the roof. So, Kode, yes, you can. The roof is accessible. Hold on for a second. Let me see if I can find any emergency exits, I don't know, windows that open or something along those lines. So, let me check the fire suppression systems and any security cameras around them.
There is it's like a standard 70s kind of the little metal sprinklers on each floor. There's a fire escape on the side of the building that you're on. Cody, the ladder is right above your head if you need to in a pinch pull down.
Cody, I'm now receiving highly detailed information about what seems to be an incredibly hidden, I'm not too sure if you will be able to find it, but it is an actual fire escape that is, now understand this looks like scaffolding attached to the side of a building.
He pulls down the side of the bottom piece.
Hold on for a second. It's moving. Someone might be on it. There's a Cody. Your heart rate is increasing. Cody, what are you doing?
Yep. Need you to locate my position currently that you are.
Oh, wait. Hold on. System's glitching. It's saying that you're right next to this thing. It's. Yep. You found it.
right.
Good.
With your help, my dear. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
My dear, I've been upgraded.
Yes, you have.
Very well. Looking for additional systems.
So we got a rough floor plan.
Something like that, yes.
We got a rough idea of security.
Cody.
Y'all can hear me, right?
Yep.
We can hear you.
All right,
You're
I'm
heading
in
up
here,
to the roof to secure an exfil.
Yep, that's correct. I'm making sure there's no fucking Faraday bullshit so that the commo is knocked out. But just that alone, this place is terribly fucking.
Keep in mind, there's a unit up there, human like you, not heavily armed. It looks like, but it could be a simulant for all we know. So careful.
How many stories is this? Well, it doesn't matter. Everything falls. Right?
15.
Oh gosh, all right, not bad.
Or 9. The numbers look the same in binary.
I look down. Well, whatever. I can't survive it. So I'm gonna as I get to what is it that I see here?
Tell me one more time. I was opening up a juice box. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. No. You're good. Fucking scale the escape up to the top to where this random living person.
Yeah. It's just a guy who's on his he's got like a little watch, like a little Pit Boy thing. And he's just like, you hear you hear like the sound of like a sports event, like a crowd. And he's just like fucking knew that would happen. I'm about to get a cred for that later. And he's just like kind of talking to himself. You could see there's like an empty bottle of beer on the ledge, and this guy, who knows what his actual job is, but it's almost like he found this gig on whatever Kill City Craigslist site.
Now these highly trained units may be exceedingly dangerous, so Cody, please do take care. I don't know how to fix meat.
I appreciate that.
Cody, if you're good to go up on the roof, then I'm gonna put the code in here and we'll get rambling.
Go ahead and move in. I'll be here if he reacts in any way. That means we have internal communication that prevents them from getting anything going on.
Holding the lid open.
All right. So Shar, once we get in, you said the server room is through the office?
Mm-hmm. Just go to her office and then go through it. It's on the other side. There'll be 2 elevators, and we'll lead the way. It's exactly what Mr. Cooper said.
All right.
Here's the code.
Let's get to it then. I put the code in.
And the door opens.
Are you kidding me? Cody, we're in. Are you?
I draw my gun and step inside.
I step in behind him, look both ways, and dun, 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 close the door behind me.
There's nothing but fluorescent lights on the ceiling.
Are they on?
Yep, they're on, and it's just a hall. It's just a normal hallway.
I'm watching to see if there's any reactive like prompts or alerts coming from this guard that's up top here. Anything related to proximity, anything that he would look at and be like, oh shit,
okay. Just to clarify, they're on in that after hours kind of soft, like half light on.
All heard.
The lights. Yeah. So the cop doesn't really like. He's sort of in his own little world. He kind of like he looks up for a couple seconds, kind of like does his like a quick sweep. He's not armed. Except for like a little like taser on his side. There's a door for the roof access that you imagine is where he came up. And there's no kind of indication that he was ever joined by anybody, that he's been there the whole time.
Excellent. Damn. This is worrisome. I'm gonna keep an eye on him, stay out of sight. I'll be watchful, kind of looking off over to the side to see if anybody's approaching in vehicles or that while they're inside. So I'm keeping a lookout while they're doing, as well as watching him.
Okay.
All right.
Go on, Zeph. Lead the way.
You said building was pretty empty?
Yep.
Yeah, I took a look at all these cameras, and it doesn't appear to be anyone inside of this building.
As right, we're gonna run then. And I take off running towards the elevator.
I'm not saying that sound sensors aren't.
I'm running to the elevator.
I fast walk.
Shar, Zeph, I just want to let you know that this entire time, it's definitely within the realm of possibility that we were made in that building with Cooper, and this is completely another building, a dummy corp kind of building set up on their behalf to kind of fall for whatever bullshit they got in terms of competition amongst corporate buildings. So just think about that in case we're about to get got for some dumb shit.
Zephyr, hold on for
one. The trap. I want to spend as little time in here as possible so that we can possibly get out before the jaw catches our tails, as it was.
You head to the elevator. Hold on for 1 second. I'm gonna go look at that, or maybe we could take the stairs. It might be a little bit faster. Let me see if there's any papers or anything like this around that seem actual official correspondence. Start going over towards the front of the building, understanding that I am expecting 2 guards up there. Very quietly walk up.
Okay. The guards are outside, so as long as you are quiet,
yes,
and not using like a flashlight or anything.
Nope.
Okay, so you go to the front. It looks like a lived-in business.
Okay, so verify, just to quickly verify. I don't want to steal the story. Reception desk?
Yep.
Okay, log of phone calls or some other bullshit that came through, and it's all today, or assuming business day.
Yeah.
Okay. What floor is her office on?
13th floor.
Back out, go to the elevator. Number 13.
All right. I put it in.
The elevator only goes to 10?
Yeah, then we'd switch over to the other one. So I go to the top.
Yep. Cody, we're coming up to the 10th floor. We're about to cross over a hallway and continue in another elevator.
Let me know when you guys get in that elevator. I'm keeping an eye out for prompts in the security end.
Sure thing.
And you go to the second elevator?
Mm-hmm. Right. Step out, look both ways.
Empty.
This is... I sit on the floor while the other fucking elevator does its thing.
The other elevator opens.
Get up.
Okay.
Up to
all right.
413.
Hey guys, no complacency. I'm professional.
No, never.
Nothing. We're in the other elevator.
Very much on edge.
Wait, are you guys in the? Are you guys?
We just
got
into the other elevator.
The second elevator.
Yeah, there's nothing on it. This guy's fucking still watching sports ball. I don't know what the fuck.
Right.
So, as that door, you start to hear like the ding, ding, ding.
I step off to the side. I push Zephyr off to the side.
The door opens, and you see rolling mist of gas come into the elevator through the crack.
Push Zephyr up. I just fucking lift him up.
As you roll what you're feeling.
I want powerful, but it's scary. It's got to be scared. Hold on. That's a 6. Oh, 7.
Okay.
Nice.
You are able to hold up Zephyr in the quick manner that you do so. However, you aren't anticipating that, and your knees buckle for a moment.
Okay.
And you kind of stumble a little bit. Now, Zephyr, you've got a couple extra seconds here of clean air as the air kind of the way that it works for you, Shar, is it cakes your system. So while it is it's noxious gas for like a human lungs. For you, it just coats it like insulation. And
Kode, systems are beginning to fail. Gas came into the elevator shaft. I'm holding Zephyr up, trying to go clean air. 13th floor.
That's all you can say. Zephyr, you could say about 3 more words than that.
In the like few seconds of clean air that Shar got me, I'm reaching into my jacket and going, all right, Dolly, if you want a heart, you need to work with me. I know that you can protect me. You do it all the time, so help me out here. Then I shove the harmonica in my mouth and start trying to like breathe through that. Because my armor does shield me. I mark 1 armor that may not be pierced whenever my object can shield me.
That's cool. Okay, so
Dope.
all right. Oh, that's so fucking cool. And that totally changes everything. Okay, this is what you see. I'm going to start with Shar because Shar is going to lights out for her first. So you go down to the ground and you start calling out 13th floor, 13th floor. As your world sort of fades to black, you see 2 figures, 2 women in gas masks cut through the gas. One's got short orange hair, kind of teased, and the other one has beautiful pinup curls of black, and she's wearing a red jumpsuit. And
last actions, if any, match IDs.
They lift up their gas masks for just a second.
Yep.
Just to rub it in your face that they can do this and be fine. And it's Audrey and Catherine.
We've been had.
And Zephyr, you have this brilliant notion to have Dolly do mouth to mouth with you. And she says, "Don't mind if I do, darling." And she kind of ventilates the poison. And
if it gives me even a second, I am hitting like the lowest possible floor on this elevator. I am stepping out of the elevator like towards the 2 people coming towards us. And I'm holding my gun up and I'm saying not like through the harmonica, so like but I'm a step closer.
So the door starts to close, and Catherine, before you have the gun up, Catherine slams her hand against the door, and you hear Audrey through the mask say, "I thought there were 4 of them." And then as you start to lift your gun and you're about to pull the trigger, you hear 2 shots, and Catherine and Audrey, with new fresh holes in their head, slump to the ground. And the last thing you see before either, and we'll find out next week, either the doors close or the gas gets you, are 2 figures standing behind them, both in gas masks as well, wearing repelling gear. One is this huge fucking tank, half cybered out. The other one's this scrawny guy with like thin yellow hair. And they say, the one guy goes, "Are these the guys, boss?" And the other says, "Yeah, Lars. It's the Bookhouse Boys, baby. We're back. And we'll see you next."
Fuck!